What's up, everyone? MK Tom Brady here. And a few days ago, we got the news of an update, and the following day, the update got launched. And everybody was celebrating the news of this update. Keep in mind, we had waited months for anything. We were in radio silence for God knows how long. The MK community celebrated news of an MK11 patch by completely abandoning Mortal Kombat 11 and moving on to MKX. On this night, MKX had over 2,000 viewers and MK11 had just under 300. Now, obviously, one of the reasons for this is on the same day, it was announced that Twitch Rivals is doing Mortal Kombat X in a 32-man bracket with 31 of the spots invite only. So obviously that sparked some MKX nostalgia, but even more concerning to me anyway was the fact that people were going to MKX also out of frustration. They were frustrated by, only a hotfix. That's all we're getting. After all this time, this is what we're getting. And then the questions, are we getting anything else? When are we going to get the overhaul we want? Mortal Kombat 11, Edward John Boone edition, boys, right? That's what we want. We want the overhaul that we think the game needs, that the community, I would say, deserves for, waiting and doing their best to pretty much self-sustain through all of COVID here. And we're all waiting on this. And I think a lot of that frustration started to spill over. And when I heard these people talk, because pretty much, look, I understand that there are people that actually do love MK11. So this is not, I'm not saying everybody is in this boat where they feel this way about MK11. So I'm not saying it's everyone that feels this way. But on all of these streams, when I was watching, the streamer, the people that were on the mic, that were on Discord when they were playing on these streams, they all pretty much said the exact same thing. We're tired of MK11. We don't like MK11. It's boring. We don't want to play it anymore. And MKX, while not that these people didn't have issues with MKX, at least it was not boring. And this was pretty much echoed by everybody. So, of course, NRS, the community, gives them the brunt of the blame here. Seriously, why can't they, why did the game get like this, right? And NRS gets a lot of blame for they left the game in a stale state. They released it. It got stale quick, and they never really did anything to change that. And people always say they don't listen. NRS doesn't listen. They don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to us. Don't listen to whatever. And they point Street Fighter. So if you look at Street Fighter V, pretty much for the entire 5 years, the community was in agreement. Hey, Street Fighter V needs a lot of help, right? They all let Capcom know the information Capcom was getting. Even though it took them a long time to change the game, the information they kept receiving was, we're not happy, this is not acceptable, a lot of people are leaving, something needs to change, right? That's what they were being told. But then there's their MK community. You see, while these people were on these streams, and a lot of these guys were names that everybody knows, that I'm sure NRS holds their opinion in very high regard when they listen to stuff for feedback, all these people were now saying, game's boring, this is something we don't want to play anymore, etc. So you would think, well, look, nothing ever got done, they didn't listen. But these exact same people, and the MK community does this all the time, I think most of the people that NRS does listen to, the message that the information they give NRS, like with MK11, is it's fine, right? It's fine. The game is fine. We don't need Edward John Boone edition. So for 2 years, they're basically telling NRS, it's fine, right? We don't need this Edward Boone edition overhaul, right? The game is fine the way it is. And, if NRS is probably thinking, well, guys, what about these people that say it's boring or stale? Haters, all of them. So NRS is being told from people they consider reputable sources for the information, the game is actually fine. So the thing is, when NRS says things like, oh, like they did a combat cast where they said we're very happy with the state of the meta, they got absolutely obliterated by people. What do you mean you're happy with the state of the meta? But the information they're getting is, it's fine. The meta's fine. These people that are complaining, they're crybaby haters. No problems, NRS, right? So the information NRS is getting is, we're hearing these issues, but the people that we hold in the highest regard are saying, it's fine. I've talked to a lot of these people, and they've all for years said, it's fine, you know, we enjoy it, we like it. And now, 2 years in, we don't like it after all. You know, we were bored for a while now. I would say for the majority of these 2 years, they felt this exact same way. But they don't say it until now. And of course, all the dirt falls on NRS, right? Why didn't they change anything? But the problem with the MK community is, I'd say a lot of people that NRS listens to gives them information that says one thing, and then a few years into the game, change their information and say, actually, this is how we really felt, right? And of course, NRS gets blamed for nothing ever changes. And look, there is some blame to go around here on NRS. But the MK community is infamous, and normally nothing ever happens to this. They're infamous for doing this, and normally nothing ever comes of it, because by the time the community is ready to air their true feelings on the game, the next game is here. Only guess what? The next game is at least 18 months, maybe 24 months away, at the latest, I think 2 years, from coming out, at least a year and a half. So now, people are really frustrated because, okay, this is all we're getting, and it all kind of spilled over, right? So I think half of the reason why MK11 turned out this way is because the information NRS gets is mixed. And the people that they rely on for the information in the community says, it's fine, these people are all haters. And on this night, those very people all took turns kind of blasting. I mean, the comments about MK11 on these streams it was damning. And this is how people really feel. And people would say, well, why don't people go back to MKX, right? Why don't people just, okay, well, if you all loved MKX so much and you're all on it, go back to MKX or go back to Injustice or whatever, right? And this is really one of the main points I want to make. We're in limbo because you see this was kind of a bland statement. It lets us know about an update, but are we getting anything else? Oh, no news, nothing, right? So you see, we don't know. Are they done? Are they not? Or all they're going to be doing is small hot fixes, which is not enough to really change the issues that people have? Are they going to overhaul it? Nothing. No, stay tuned for more news about another update. Nothing. They just radio silent. For the next 4 months, well, probably during the remainder of the Pro Series, radio silence. So we don't know. So people are in limbo. Because I'm sure there are plenty of people who would like to just say, you know what, I'm just going to go back to MKX. Because what are we going to do for the next year and a half to 2 years, right? If MK11 is done, what are we going to do? Oh, go back to MKX, go back to Injustice, go back to whatever MK game, or move on to something else altogether and come back for the next title. But we don't know. See, we're kind of in the middle right now. Because a lot of people want to stay. There are people that want to stay with MK11. Those who don't want to stay with it for the next 2 years if it doesn't get changed. Those who want to move on now. And nobody knows what to do. Because, yeah, this part that wants to move on and maybe say, let's start playing more of these MK titles instead. Well, they're waiting on the MK11 news, right? If MK11 is getting overhauled, that's what people really want. They don't really want to go backwards. They want the overhaul, and they want to stay playing MK11 Edward John Boone Edition. But are we getting an overhaul? Is anything changing? Like nothing, we don't know. Like even me, like I would go back and stream every day these old NRS titles. But even me, I stay on MK11, not like playing other people, but I lab it every day. I play it every day just on the hope that we get an overhaul and I'm not rusted in the game. I've labbed the game every day. I know the ins and outs of the game. I stay studying the game. So I'm never far behind or something like that. I can come right back into it. And I think a lot of us are in that boat where everyone's on MK11. Whereas I would say about, if NRS announced right now they're done with MK11, I would say we would lose 50% of the players. And we would have half the community on MK11 and the other half on Injustice, MKX, whatever, right? And it would kind of be of a mix. The reason is that it has not happened all the way is NRS is keeping us in limbo on the hope of this update that we all know the game needs, this major overhaul we all know the game needs. So while the community would probably love a lot of them to go back to MKX or Injustice or whatever, they don't, because this might not be the end. This could be a sign. This could be a sign that there's an overhaul coming, but we don't know. So by telling us nothing, we're just in limbo. What do? Stay on MK11 for the next 2 years while we wait? Is it safe to move on and know MK11 isn't getting any changes? Because people don't want to move on, find themselves rusty in MK11, and then come back for an overhaul and have to shake all that rust off because they were playing MKX and they have all MKX habits again or Injustice habits again. And now they have to go back to MK11 and do this or that. So I really think that we're in limbo right now. And I wish NRS would just let us free, right? Look, if you're not going to do anything with the game anymore, that's fine. Okay, you're working on your new title. We're going to get it God knows when. More power to you. But let us free, right? Let us know. We can either expect something. We know you can't say exactly what or exactly when, but just say yes. We are, in fact, planning a major, major change. We can't say much else. We just have to wait for when we're ready to kind of bring you that news. And that would help, let us know which way to go, left or right. Because they don't say anything and they keep us in limbo, we don't know what to do. Is it safe to say, okay, MK11's done, we're going to go back and play this game or that game? If they are giving us something, let us know. We know you can't get into the details all the way, but at least we know which way to go. And they just keep us in limbo. So we have people right now who don't know what to play. Right? There are people who play MKX and MK11 and they don't know that they would decide which way to go based on whatever news we get. But because we don't get any news, the MK community is in limbo. Even after Twitch Rivals does this event, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be split. Do I go back to MKX until the next title? Do I stay with MK11 until the next title? But they stay in limbo, which keeps them waiting on MK11 because we just don't get any news. And that's, the community is just at a standstill. You can feel it. You can see it. They are at a standstill and they don't know what to play. So we wait. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know how you guys feel about, while we're waiting, what are you guys going to be doing? Are you playing other NRS titles? Have you moved on? Are you waiting on Guilty Gear Strive? Always love hearing from you guys. As always, thanks so much for all the support. You guys are the best. Thanks to all my supporters out there who continue to watch my videos. And stay tuned for more content. See you soon.